Got someone wanting to make a big love offer to you, but your intuition's telling you something different. The overall energy for this reading is the High Priestess reversed and the Ace of Cups. So the High Priestess is the one who is directly connected to Source. She is able to go within and cross the abyss to Source energy directly. And so she's a very brave figure because she uses her intuition and trusts her intuition and knows that her intuition is on point. However, in the reverse, she is not listening to that intuition. She is making excuses for why her intuition might be off. She has heard what needs to be heard, but she's choosing to ignore the red flags. And this is all about Ace of Cups energy. Ace of Cups is a new love offer, a big love offer. It's the manifestation or the seed of love being planted. So there's something about this love offer from this person that does not feel right. So in the past here, I think you reconciled with this person maybe recently. With the Judgment reversed, that is a card about having heard the call, needing to practice forgiveness, needing to complete out a cycle, needing more time with something. And specifically, this was with someone who betrayed you in the past. With the 10 of Axes or the 10 of Swords reversed here, this is someone who really hurt you. They betrayed your trust. They did something that really put a permanent dent in this relationship. But in the reverse, we've done a lot of healing work from that. And so after having kind of forgiven this person, possibly even reconciling with this person from your past, and practicing some self-forgiveness around how you allowed yourself to be put in a position where you could be betrayed, you were starting to make kind of a new plan for how you saw your life. The Two of Wands is about being at a crossroads. You literally have the world, or in this case, the galaxy, in the palm of your hand. You're trying to use discernment to determine which path you want to go down next. And so you have really been through a lot of healing here. And you're trying to make a path forward, I think, with this person towards what would be a happy ending for you both. However, I'm not quite sure this person's ready to cooperate. All right, we start the current energies with the Emperor reversed, or in this deck, the Stand reversed. This is a very unhealed masculine energy. It's Aries energy. In the reverse, it's a very controlling energy. It's someone often who feels very insecure. It's very my way or the highway. They're seeking to control a situation because they don't trust the situation. And likely, I think the masculine in this reading doesn't trust the situation because they've been the betrayer before in the past. They've been the one to do something awful. And so it's like now they're waiting for that other shoe to drop. They're waiting for the feminine energy and the connection to kind of seek her revenge. And this might be manifesting in some really childish behaviors. Manipulative behaviors is what I'm feeling specifically, but also just behaviors where they're sort of acting like, I could do better than you. And it's a front, right? This is just someone who feels like the only way they can control the situation is to put the other down, to help them or make them feel like they don't have control. And they're doing this so that way they can then turn around and say, oh, baby, but I just want a fresh start with you. I just want to get off on a new foot. Forget my behaviors of the past. Let's take a leap of faith together. I just want everything to feel wonderful and joyful and like we're falling in love for the first time. Remember back in the beginning how it originally felt? And I think that's setting off the red flags for you, which it absolutely should. this is someone who's just coming from a very unhealed place. Someone who has issues probably stemming from their past that probably don't have anything to do with you, that are causing them to want to control things by either hurting or betraying others, or by putting them down and then suddenly showing up like, oh, you know, I'm going to start all over. I'm going to be a fresh new person again. In an effort to get you to behave. And coming up into the future, you know, I think you're going to try your best to have a lot of patience with this. And I think it's because you do know, you know, at least some of the reasons behind this kind of behavior. Maybe this is someone who's had like a really tough childhood, or someone who has just been really hurt before in romantic relationships. And so you're trying to have some patience with them. But I think the constant back and forth, hot and cold, kind one moment, and just a jerk the next, is going to wear your empathy thin. The Queen of Cups, normally in the upright, she's one of the most empathetic cards there is. I think that's naturally who you are. In the reverse, she's kind of the energy of codependency. She's taking the role of caregiver, being a mother-like figure, often for a romantic partner, like in this situation. And if you're resonating with this, we're talking about a grown-ass person here, okay? They don't need another mother. But they like to kind of put this forward so that it creates that reaction. However, I think you're really starting to see through this. The 10 of Wands reverse indicates that you're pretty ready to drop this burden. You've realized, I think, a little bit of this person's games, or you're starting to realize that as we get into the upcoming days. I think you're just ready to not have to deal with this person's nonsense much longer. And I think this is going to serve as like a kind of wake-up call to this person when you start kind of seeing through the bullshit, right? When you start kind of seeing through the games that they play to try to get out of responsibility and accountability, and start calling them on it. And I think when they see that you're kind of like starting to get fed up, that's when they're going to finally realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a giant walking red flag. The advice from Spirit here, though, is to remain open. With the Four of Pentacles reversed, we are trying to move past old wounds. So, you know, I think when you sort of show that you're just not going to put up with this much longer, you're ready to just kind of drop this and let it go, this person will be more open to working on the wounding of the past that's creating this behavior. And I think it's going to kind of reveal how imbalanced things have been, how much this person's kind of in and out behavior, their wanting to be mommied behavior, how it's been just very unloving and not reciprocal, not the way an adult relationship should be. And I think it's going to open your eyes and maybe even their eyes to the idea that this needs to be much more collaborative than what it is. This needs to be more of a team effort where you're working together to build a foundation here rather than working against one another. And I think if the two of you can have a really open, honest conversation about this situation, it will start to move things at least in the right direction if that's something you still want to consider. We have the Hermit reverse, the McGucket reversed. So after going within and kind of seeing what it is you want from a relationship, I think this effective communication can actually result in 10 of Cups energy. So this is domestic happy bliss in the end. You know, so there is still potential here despite all the games that this person might have been playing. You know, so I think your intuition has been right all along about this person and what kind of needs to be done in this situation. And being able to communicate effectively about this, I think, is going to open their eyes to your intuition having been right all along. And they'll be able to hopefully see that and start working on developing a future together and a steady foundation that can be blissful and ideally happy for you both.